YouTube, welcome to the top 8. I am loving it. This is a crazy meta. We have two new decks, both of them top tier. Tenpai's the best deck, of course, but Ritual Beast, if you play Protoss, you blind call fire, you lock them out, easy win. The problem is, I don't think Hipster is playing Protoss. Now, we do have another Ritual Beast player in the top cut. I also think that they may not be playing Protoss, or I think they actually are. I forget. You'll see in the top 8. Are you ready? By watching as long as you can, that greatly supports these videos. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Let's go. Suggest hiking. Hiking's a good one. Okay. I'm afraid of hiking. Every time I see a hiking video, of course, you'd be posting these videos. They get attacked by a mountain lion, right? Didn't we just see one with a bear? A bear started chasing the guy and he's running backwards. All right, Maxi, Ash Blossom, negate. We're gonna hold on to the Called by the Grave. Let's go. Negate. Cannonhawk banished from the deck. Let's go. Now we have full uninterrupted, the best 2-card combo. Elder, Cannonhawk. What the? You do play Protoss. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Hipster is playing Colossus and Protoss? Right? Let me see. You are playing both, and in the top 16, you only summoned Colossus. I did not know you also had this. Great. Now we have the Ulti Ray, which could add a banished card and then normal summon from the hand. It doesn't have to be the card that you added, as we additionally summon the Cannonhawk, banishing an Apelio. Now we're going to make the Ulti Hawk. Ulti Hawk is going to summon the Apelio back on the field. Now, it's so important to have the Apelio here. Why? Well, we have no fire monster on the field. Now, Apelio looks like it's fire, but it's not. It's a wind, but it is Pyro. Because it's Pyro, we can now Protoss, banish the Banshee. Banshee will summon itself onto the field by seeing a Protoss on Apelio. What? What happened? Called Dark? We don't know we're playing against Tenpai? Oh my gosh. What the heck? You didn't scout? Isn't that like everyone scouts, mate? No way. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have 2 negates. Hey, honorable player, all right? Honor did not scout. Okay, are we really gonna clown on him for not scouting? Come on. So, Ulti Gaia, 2 negates, locked out of Dark against Tenpai, not gonna do much. We have Ulti Ray, which will banish a card in the field, and let's go, that's it. Now, oh, they had Droplet anyway. No, Droplet doesn't stop Protoss, they're still locked out of fire. Sangin summoning, Ulti Ray, chain banish on the activation of searching. We're gonna Forbidden Droplet, send 2 cards to double negate. Now the Ulti Gaia can't negate because we do not have. That's it, yeah, they sent a monster. So if they send a monster, we can't respond with the monster effect. This is why, even though the Steeds in the hand is an additional negate, because of cards like Droplet being prevalent in Tenpai, even though we didn't know we were playing against Tenpai, the Steeds should maybe still just be set in the back row to be that additional negate, because now it's stuck, it's no good. Chandra in the battle phase, special summon from the deck, Pydra. Come forth, come to me, Kaimin, as we are big enough to take out so we don't lose the Chandra by battle. Also taking out the Ulti Gaia. Chandra is going to activate the Synchro Shokan into the Biden Dragon. Biden Dragon, activate, reborn the Fadra. We're going to call by the grave, finger that Fadra. I do not think so. Damn. Now if we grab a Fadra from the deck, it will be negated if we play a second copy. I think a second copy is good. A lot of people are saying that you shouldn't play 2 initially. I don't know what the heck they were smoking. We're going to summon the Pydra. Pydra is going to activate Synchro Shokan into Trident Dragon. Trident Dragon is going to pop the field spell. We're going to have 2 attacks at 6,000. Attack 1, attack 2, plus summon the Biden Dragon. Even through the Call by the Grave, it did not matter. Lethal damage. Now, Hipster knows that for Game 2 and Game 3, we call Protoss. Oh, but in Game 2 and 3, get to choose who goes first and second, so they're not going to Protoss, right? I'll ask you this. If you're Tenpai, going into Game 3, I'm going to pretend like we already won Game 2 with Protoss Call Fire. In Game 3, do you as a Tenpai player choose to go first just because the opponent's playing a Protoss? You're probably going to choose for them to go first again, even after losing to Protoss. So Hipster could just sweep with Protoss Game 2 and 3. I want to see it. Let's go. So we had the best turn 1 into the best turn 1 again. Straight up. Best 2-card combo. And now we're going to be banishing them for an ulti Apelio. That is, you know, there you go. It's a pyro. So I actually never seen anyone do this, but it's a really good backup plan if you don't have access to the Apelio, which we should have. I'll be honest, we did screw this up by not summoning the Nochi early to then add the Canahawk, summon Canahawk, banish Apelio, then make ulti Hawk, then summon the Apelio on the field, then banish it. But this is good. This is plan B. The deck is still incredible, even if there are small little mistakes. This is fine. Protoss, and again, Protoss makes the deck way more complex. It's like 50% more complex on top of already an incredibly complex deck. So if you want to learn the deck, I would say learn it without Protoss first, and then ease your way into the Protoss. Fire monsters are now not special summonable. It does not matter what you do to the Protoss. It's a lingering effect. You cannot stop it. Just gonna pot a P, dig our deck. We obviously don't play evenly matched because that would not be good in Tenpai. Let's get searching. The Protoss is also indestructible by card effect. Let's go. And you know, I think someone saying in the chat that this is cringe. Well, are we fighting cringe with cringe or what? What do you think? Cringe beats cringe. Hydra, battle phase. Hey, I can't do anything. Yup, let's set Steeds in the end phase, get popping. Ulti Ray, this is a good play. Before the Steeds is sent to the graveyard at the resolution, the chain banish it with the Ulti Ray. Let's go, and we could banish back row also. You could also target your fusion monster to banish a card and then have the fusion jump off the field. Now, a card like the Unchained Escape, both cards must be on the field to pop both, but the Ulti Ray is worded differently. The card could leave the field and you'll still banish the other. It's very important to just understand the differences there. Goodbye. Steeds is now not in the graveyard, just like that. Now, the big question. We brought up this situation already. What do we do for game 3? You are Tenpai. Do you let Protoss Call Fire go first again? Well, what did we do? We chose for Protoss Call Fire to go first, and we may regret it now. Is Imperm going to be enough? This Imperm could have been a Droplet possibly, and then we would have definitely regretted it because Droplet against Protoss already calling Fire, we're screwed. So let's see if Imperm and Ogre is enough. So if you're playing Ogre against Ritual Beast, not that I want to give you tips to beat Ritual Beast, what you have to look out for is their graveyard, the new Laura. If she's in the graveyard and you activate Ogre onto one of their monsters, you're clapped. You're going to lose because she's going to banish, protects the monster from destruction, and the Ritual Beast player probably already was planning on momentarily banishing her. So there are opportunities that she will be banished for a little bit where she's gonna not be in the graveyard. That's the window where you have to use your Ogre and not while it's in the grave. And also while she's on the field, she does the same thing. She'll banish herself from the field to protect something from being destroyed. Your Ritual Beast card, that is. Pada P, let's go. Banishing just 3, Chain Dimension Shifter. Shifter against Tenpai, are we out of our mind? Even though Shifter is not as good against Tenpai as it is against other decks, it's still pretty good. They can't Bident Reborn from the grave, they can't Fodra from the grave. It does heavily restrict their plays even though they could perform lethal. Now let's look at the Ogre. This states that send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. We just turned off Ogre. We turned off Ogre, we turned off Veiler. A lot of Tenpai players are playing Veiler in addition to Ogre. So that's it, boom. Ogre off, we just have Impermanence to try to stop the Protoss. So what we could do is we could hold Imperm for the Banshee. We could hold Imperm for the Nemesis Flag. We could hold Imperm for the Protoss. We did neither. So let's see if we could still make a play after Imperm, negate Repengu. Let's speed this up. We're gonna be banishing, making the ulti Canahawk, sent to the grave, grab an Inheritance here. Inheritance could help search for something like a lore. We're gonna make a Nochi. We're gonna be reborning the banished cards back onto the field here. Now our other monsters cannot be targeted by card effects. Repengu's gonna be banishing instead of being sent to the grave. Lore's gonna trigger, special summon a Canahawk. Canahawk banishing into Pelio. We're now gonna make an Ulti Hawk. Ulti Hawk sent to the grave, even under Shifter. That's right, we're cheating. We're gonna be summoning 2, send up to 2. We did send exactly 2, so I did say this. Do not send just 1. You wanna send 2 cards to the grave when you're under Shifter. We're going to Inheritance, reveal a window, search our deck for a Canahawk, banish the window from the hand here. This is Inheritance is a good way to fix your hand mid-combo if you have small pieces in your hand like a Pelio and window that you play one of. Wen is going to reborn the window. We're going to Shokan into the Banshee. We're going to... No Imperm. Imperm's now gone. You put the pressure on the Ritual Beast player to have to make an ulti Gaia. Where's the ulti Gaia? Is it banished? Yeah, you put the pressure on them to make this before they make the Banshee. And a lot of Ritual Beast players don't have that combo in mind. They may not be able to make this and still go through the Banshee. A lot do make Banshee first. We're now going to Nemesis Flag, search for the Protoss. It's like, we know we're screwed. Let Tenpai pick up their deck and add any card to the hand. Going second. There's nothing. Nothing they could add. Once the Protoss resolves, that's it. No fire special summoning. I stand by. This is not YouTube clickbait. I did a few streams on Ritual Beast. I stand by. I think this is the best deck to counter Tenpai. Straight up. Just call fire. You're good. Begin. D-Shifter against... How do we get Piercer in the graveyard now? We don't. Piercer activates when sent to the grave. Our core play just got screwed up. What is this? This looks like Baguska. Baguska pass. Special summon, special summon. We're not Baguskaing yet. Return back the Bakashi. Shokan into the Omega. Omega has to hit. I mean, both of them suck for us. If we make Baguska pass, they can Raigeki and... Whoa. Droplet can't be used, by the way. You cannot send cards to the graveyard for Droplet under Shifter, so we have to hit Raigeki. 25%. No, we didn't do it. Well, we now lose to Raigeki. Not Droplet, but Raigeki. There you go. Raigeki onto the Baguska. We misplayed by picking the wrong card out of their hand. The TCG, the card they're gripping the hardest, is their best card. You got to pull that one out. Okay, so you do have to be physically more stronger than your opponent to do that. Negate the Dora the Explorer. We do have triple tactics talent. Go for, draw two. Let's go. Come to me. What? Okay. Sangan summoning into Chandra? Oh, well. Good duel, my friend. Thank you for trying. Make sure you Omega the correct card next time, and you'll be doing that for game 2, yes? Summon Pydra. So, yep. There you go. We tried. We had a 25% chance to win. 25%. We had to hit Raigeki. Again, Droplet not activatable. Sometimes you just have a feeling. You know it's that card, not that one. You don't want it to be random. We chose for Tenpai to go first. Oh boy. We're going to grab the Genroku. Genroku will trigger, special summon itself onto the field. Max C. Do we finger this or just pass? We're fingering it. We could have had a good pass. We could set Kaiman pass. Set Kaiman pass does lose to an Ash, another Ash. If they have another Ash, they Ash the Kaiman, then we'll wish that we had Erratic Seal. So it is safer to finger it so that we could have both the Kaiman and the Erratic Seal. Reborn the Genroku. Let's triple tactics talent. Take a gander at that hand before we decide to make our play. Get that out of here. I don't think so. And now we got the Heavenly Spheres. It loses to a Call by the Grave also, but do we play Spell and Traps in our Super Heavy Samurai-ness? We do. We do play the counter traps at least. We're going to Erratic Seal, spin back that Wakashi. I don't think so. Trigger to summon from the deck a Druid Swarm. What is going on here? We have the Kaiman, which is going to have to be making our play. No, the Genroku does. Genroku also Ashable and Fingerable. Chandra, summon. Now, you have to attack. Why do I have to attack? Because Transcendent says so. So you're gonna lose the monster. They're gonna make the Bident. They're gonna make the Transcendent. You gotta, I mean, you don't have to attack in a Transcendent though. You have to swing into at least the Druid Swarm if that's the only other card in the field, and then it would activate, send your card to the graveyard. Maybe you didn't want that to happen. I guess we're gonna lose our card no matter what. Well, there you go. Tenpai even going first, winning the match. Tenpai too good. Well, we have one of the best counters to Tenpai. Simply make Protoss, call fire, we win. Let's go. It's a different Ritual Beast player. Ash Blossom, negate the inheritance. We're going to chain special summon the emergency teleport. Come forth and summon. We got our old Laura plus the new Laura. New Laura, when banished to make the ulti Hawk, will trigger to summon a from the deck Canna Hawk, banishing the Rapangu. We're now going to Canna Hawk, jump off the field as we send up to 1 to 2 cards from the banishment to the graveyard. Come forth and special summon. We do have to worry about that impermanence, though. It could be waiting for the Banshee, the Nemesis Flag, or the Protos if we are playing it. We're going to be banishing a window from the deck with the effect of the Pengu. It normally sends to the grave, but we are under the effect of Shifter, as we now make a Kimu. We still have a card in the graveyard, even though we're under Shifter, because the Ulti Hawk puts them into the graveyard. We do not care. Imperm, negate the Ulti Kimu, and I think we are now screwed. Yo, we ended on 0 disruptions. Nada, nothing, 0. All right, can we lethal under Dimension Shifter? Well, first I'm gonna fuse with your field, as we then make a Moo Dragon. And let's now speed this up. Fire can't be targeted by, I mean, what could even target it under D-Shifter, and it's not set in the back, or you can't Valor it anyway. If we had a set Imperm, this would be good to call Fire, and then it's untargetable, just like that. Let's try again, all right? Game 2. Chose for them to go, ooh, interesting. So wait, maybe we don't have a way to make Protos, right? I don't know if Darlis plays Protos. Does Darlis play Protos? We're going to Ash negate the Banish 6 on the Pot of P. We have no other disruptions beyond that. Grab the Kaiman. Kaiman is going to be searching for the Chandra. Chandra, special summon, and let's get to it. We have Hermetic Seal. To stop her, we really want to stop Hermetic Seal. And the best way to stop it is an Ash or a Call by the Grave. It's, you know, the effect of spinning us back, it does hurt a bit, but I think them summoning from the deck is much more impactful. So this is why I generally, you know, take this with a grain of salt. Try to hold your Ash for their turn 1. What's the best they're doing turn 1? That Pot of P, maybe, I guess it could be grabbing a Droplet or an Imperm on top of already having a good play. But if we could stop them from summoning a Tenpai from the deck, that may be better to be use our Ash on. Let's see what's good here. Do we have a play here? We do have a play. Inheritance, search, reveal, spin back. We don't have a play now. It's now you're going to be thinking, oh, I got it. The inheritance is the choke point. It's not. Like, it's usually the inheritance is bait. I would say it's more often bait than actually something they'd need to resolve. This was the rare instance where we needed it to resolve. So now you may be thinking it's good to stop this and go ahead. I mean, if you start ashing inheritance, I think on average in 1,000 duels, ashing inheritance, disrupting the inheritance is a bad play, more so than not. I would not recommend that. But, I mean, Crossout is actually a play. This is a wild play. Crossout banish, yup, I forgot about this. I have not actually done this play ever myself. Holy moly, let's freaking go. Because the Wen is a 1-of, so to even have a 1-of Wen plus a 1-of Crossout designator, but now there's a freaking Ash Blossom. Oh my Jesus. What the hell was that? Negate. Corridor, though. Corridor, come to us, making a Colossus. And we're just going to activate the inheritance, sure. Colossus will now make it so the opponent can... Nope. Whoa. We're... Okay, Little Knight, sure. Little Knight get banishing, so we're not going to be sitting on the Colossus here. Goodbye to the Fadra. Star the damage step, summon from the deck again, Roku. Okay. Yep. Do you not play another Fadra? Huh. Okay. Maybe. Genroku. At the end of the turn, Pydra, search our deck, set up the Sengen Summoning. I mean, you don't need me to tell you. It's over. That's it. It's over. It's over. Lil Knight, in response to the activation of the field spell, this does work. It does banish it. But, I mean, we got the Triforce in our hand. Let's go. We tried. Good try. When with the Crossout Designator, that was pretty cool. I do think so. That was great. All right. Begin. Butler is going to be discarding to set up a trap from the hand and make it activated while the turn it was set. As you use the Welcome Labyrinth to summon from the deck our Ariana. Ariana's searching for our Chandelier to get the Backjack into the graveyard here, triggering the effect of the Backjack after we send up the big welcome to look at the top 3 cards of our deck, put them back in any order. We could then set the top card of our deck during the opponent's turn, and it's activatable that turn. So what do we do with the Call by the Grave versus the Backjack? It does nothing. You can't finger the Backjack. It will jump off from the graveyard, dodging that finger every time. Volcanics, and we are chaining the Avatar Kirin. So we're going to be popping the Volcanics. The Volcanics will then pop the Kirin. The Kirin will now trigger as the Courtier also triggers, as the Ponix also triggers to summon 3 bodies on the field. We're also going to non-target pop a card in the field before you could even respond once you know what that card is getting popped. Goodbye to the Dogmatic of Punishment. We couldn't have chained it once we chose to pop it. We're going to grab a Fire King Sanctuary. Fire King Sanctuary setting up the Fire King Island, popping the Ponix, searching for the Garunix. Garunix activate to summon itself onto the field to then pop from the deck. We are going for our Arvata to reborn it with something like a Promethean Princess. As we reborn from the graveyard with the Arvata, our Kirin. As we now make a Nightmare Phoenix on summon, discard a card, pop a back row card. Are we going to activate it? No, we're waiting. Why wouldn't we activate the Trap Trick? Well, it locks you into only 1 trap being activatable for the rest of the turn. We now have Little Knight. Little Knight on summon, targeting the Big Welcome Labyrinth. And we can change the Big Welcome to banish the Ariana. Now whatever we summon is going to be forced to be returned back to the hand, but not if the Butler comes into play. The Butler, because you chain to a trap or a Labyrinth card, it will summon itself onto the field to then eat up the Big Welcome. Now we're going to be fingering the Chandelier. What the heck is going on here? Fingered the Chandelier over the Butler. Is that the correct play? As we set a card from the top of our deck onto the field. Now it's important that we put the Backjack on this chain link order higher than the Big Welcome, because the Big Welcome is going to shuffle the deck. So put it on top, the card we already looked at, we know what it is, set it onto the field, it will be activatable. Let's see what happens. Finger the Chandelier. He wants to draw. Okay, sure. So let the special summon happen. Butler come forth. Draw a card because of Maxi. That's why we didn't finger the Butler. As we then summon the Lovely, return back the Butler, and the Lovely now triggers to pop a card from the hand or field. We are going to also trigger the Welcome Labyrinth to set itself back onto the field. Is popping the field spell a good idea? Well, the Kirin could protect it if he wants to. We're going to take out the Extinguish, which was not a good hit. There's nothing even good to hit in the hand. Trap Trick banish from the deck to set up a Big Welcome, which we already activated. So, all right, we're fine. There you go. Back to us. Ponix is adding back to the hand after the turn it was destroyed. Go straight to battle without activating anything so that the Little Knight does not chain to a card effect to banish off the field. Within the battle phase, Welcome Labyrinth, summon a lady, swing for 3k, and we still have more damage here. Big Welcome, chain the lady, set a trap from the deck, summon from the deck, attack with that, trigger Ariana to then re-summon the lady from the hand. That's going to summon back, probably, return back, and then trigger, double trigger. We get to attack with the Arius, which is not lethal, but the lady will be that lethal damage as we draw into the Morella. Come forth. Morella with transaction rollback. That is quite interesting. I like the idea because in the TCG, they have 6 furniture cards. We have both of them semi-limited. So making the cool transaction rollback plays in Master Duel is much more lessened to a degree. And I guess Morella with Trap Trick boosts up the consistency of making those transaction rollback plays. So thank you for inspiring me. I got to put Morella in. All right. Black Goat laughs and Morella. Holy moly. Hydrant searching for our Turbulence. We're going to be grass looking green milling. Oh my gosh, it's a ton of cards we have just sent to the grave here. Ton of Snake Eye. Oh, we're making some plays. Get the Black Goat laughs into the graveyard and we are declaring Rescue Ace Turbulence, knowing that it wants to be summoned from the hand. Can we chain to it activating to summon? No, we have to activate and declare Turbulence before it even attempts to be summoned. So what did we mess up here? Well, the Turbulence is being summoned, but it can't activate to set 4 cards from the deck. So that is what we're stopping. The Ku Clock is triggering, so we are going to add back to the hand here or summon itself onto the field. If we summon it onto the field, we can then use it with the Big Welcome Labyrinth. There we go. Big Welcome is activatable thanks to the Ku Clock to now summon Lovely from the hand and pop a card in the field. The problem is we keep on getting hit by Max freaking C. What's going on? Dark's going to be able to steal a dark monster from our graveyard, or not, as we summon Lovely, return back the clock, draw from max C, take out a card on the field or in the hand. Now, Call by the Grave will be fingering the Chandelier before it gets added back to the hand here, but we still lose out on the Dark. Sure. And a small little detail here. The Lovely and Chandelier, they both trigger at the same time. A lot of people could have screwed this up. How do you screw this up when you're playing against Rescue Ace? Do not put your monster effects on the field that are triggering on the higher chain link. You want to create an umbrella, protect them. What are you protecting them from? From the in-hand impulse, which would summon a monster from the deck, which has to be a direct chain to your Lovely on field, or even your Airlifter, which could summon a monster from the hand. So that small detail, Chandelier, blocking Lovely, that matters. Pop the Lifter, Garunik's trigger, Reborn from the grave, Garunik's pop a card from the deck, Kieran, Reborn a Fire King from the grave, pop on field. It's only turn one, but damn. Wow, Blackout laughs on Turbulence, but then we have the other half of our deck clapping us up. Backjack, link it off, trigger the effect, look at the top three, put them in any order. Now you put the best trap on top to then Backjack Banish, set it onto the field, and it's activatable right then and there. We get Ponix on summon, activating to search our deck for the Fire King Sanctuary. Sanctuary, setting up the Fire King Island. Popping a fire to search for the Fire King Garunix. Garunix is trying to get a Kieran in the grave. So before that happens, we're going to set the top card of our deck, which we know exactly what it is. What is it? It is a Daruma. We have double Daruma. Okay. So with the Sacred King, pop the Kieran, Kieran activate, summon, and then non-target pop on the field. So I think we want to get a Lady out, which can't be popped. Yup. Can't be popped. Now we're going to non-target, take out that newly set Daruma, as we now make a Sunlight Wolf. And the newly set card was activatable, as we now link Karibo behind the Wolf, triggering the Wolf to add a fire monster in the graveyard back to our hand. Kieran, come back. And now we're going to further link this up into a Promethean Princess, which could reborn a fire monster from the grave. From the grave, come forth, Avatar Garunix. Swing into the link Karibo, reducing the attack, suiciding our Garunix on purpose, which will now be activating to summon a Backroad Negator. Most people do not play this card, the Rangbali. When a spell/trap card or effect, so the card or effect of a spell/trap, this means this could negate a transaction rollback or a big welcome in the graveyard. That's a huge deal. And then you get to negate the activation and destroy one other fire monster in your hand or face up. Nicely done. That's crazy in this matchup. Daruma is going to be negated by the Rangbali, also Chainlink blocking the Lady from being able to set a trap from the deck. So double negative on that, popping the Snake Eye Ash from the hand, as we then follow up with the Trap Trick, chain to the Trap Trick to set any trap we want from the deck. Now this newly set trap is not activatable this turn, but next turn it will. The card we're setting right now, this is activatable. The Ice Dragon Prison. Steal a monster from the graveyard by stealing a, what is that, a machine? We banish a machine from machine. Your machine, my machine, after taking your machine. Set Droplet, pass. We still have our spell and trap card negate. We're now making a Typhon. We're locked out of summoning for the rest of the turn. So we're gonna make use of that, pop the Promethean, trigger Garunix pop a card from the deck, which will be another Kieran reborn from the graveyard, the Ponix, which will now take out the Typhon before it even spins us back, Ponix search for a Skybird to pop backrow cards during the next turn, and we're like, holy crap, we got clapped. Damn. When Fire King gets going, I do think the play is really cool. I really like popping Kieran, reborn and popping on the field. We even had that spell and trap card negate also. Nice, nice, nice. We are discarding from the hand a special summon our Diablo Star, and this is against 0 hand traps. And remember, before Tenpai came out, I was discussing that would board breakers be good in the deck? I discussed that I thought that it wouldn't be the best way to play it, that only Droplet would be the one worth playing. Now, there are still a lot of people playing Harpy Feather Duster, maybe even Heavy Storm and Lightning Storm and stuff. They're good, I just don't think they're optimal. I think max hand traps and Forbidden Droplet's the way. Set up 4 cards from the deck here, sure. Oh boy. How do I even count this up? What the heck? We have negate, pop, negate, flip face down, negate a monster, pop with Promethean, pop with Amble Whale, Reborn Masquerena into Little Knight Banish, Garunix popping a Kieran from the deck to then pop a card in the field. That's 10 disruptions. I didn't miss anything, right? 10, disrupt 10. Let's go. Can you play through 10? Well, it's Tenpai. Oh, this is great. I mean, 10 disruptions against Tenpai. I'm happy to see it. I'm all for it. Let's do it. Negate the Pot of P. 9 disruptions left. Imperm negate the Arvata. So I guess we're now down to 8 disruptions since we lost the Arvata. Okay. We're gonna rescue the Hydrant from the graveyard. Wow. Not gonna even try to use Droplet. Just scooping with 8 disruptions left. That's interesting. All right, let's go. So this is very similar to game 1. We have Impermanence, we have Droplet. What do we do? Well, we should be good now, right? We stopped the Snake Eye engine. Nope, they have Kieran. Kieran's gonna dodge the Impermanence, which has always been a problem. Is Kieran now semi-limited, right? Didn't it get semi-limited? It is, it's semi-limited. So it's a 60 card deck with only 2 Kieran, and the Mad Lad had Kieran to protect the Ash. Ash being limited to 1, by the way. Did we Bonfire that Ash? Did we? Yeah, we did. Bonfire, is that semi-limited Bonfire? So I guess with 2 Bonfire, 1 Ash, it's like having 3 Ash. Hydrant searching our deck. Let's speed this up. We do have the field spell to additional summon the Lifter. Lifter into an alert while we control Hydrant. Alert can add from the deck, not just the graveyard. Now making a super thick Apollo, which gets screwed by the Droplet, so all 4 negates will be gone from that. Turbulence setting up to 4 disruption. The Thrust is dead, unfortunately. Something you would think you're guaranteed to activate against Tenpai would be Thrust. Not here. Your Runix trigger after popping the Turbulence. Let's set up even more disruption. So right now, I want you to understand that we have 7 disruption. 7. We're adding on. 7's not enough. Nope, not enough. We're adding on top of the 7. Now we have 7, 8, 9. We added 2 more disruption. 9, not as good as the we don't have a Promethean in the graveyard, right? No Promethean? Yeah. No, actually. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 again. We have 11. We actually have 11. What the heck? How did this get better than the game 1? We have 11. Even without Promethean, we have 11 because the Apollo is fluffing up the amount of disruptions we have, which can be stopped by 1 Droplet. 11 disruption. Believe me, my toe is up. All right. Preventer. Special summon Hydrant. Activate Saying and Summoning. Will be unaffected unless we have a way to deal with the field spell. We do through Masquerena into Little Knight. Now Forbidden Droplet is going to negate the Masquerena and the Apollo, right? No, we leave up Apollo. So we go from 11 disruption, now we're down to 9. 9 disruption. And the problem with the Apollo against Saying and Summoning is Apollo can negate a Genroku, it will not be protected. Apollo can negate Chandra from the hand. It won't be protected. So what the heck are we doing here? Kaiman in the battle phase is what we have to do. Search for Chandra. The Chandra gets negated by Apollo, mate. We did not use Droplet. We didn't. Wait, why didn't you negate? Huh? It works. The Saying and Summoning doesn't protect it in the hand. Rescue. Come forth. It's only control. Genroku, when it activates, you no longer control it. Chandra in the hand, activate, that's not controlling it. We're in the main phase. Negate this. Negate. Okay, yes, thank you. Negate. We're down to 8 disruption left. All right, there we go. Wow, got him. You've been got. Nicely done. 2-0. Ooh, it's happening again. Ritual Beast in the top 4 against Tenpai. And in the top 8, Hipster beat Tenpai by Protoss locking game 2 and game 3. Now, for game 1, Hipster did have Protoss. How did Tenpai beat Protoss for game 1? we didn't call fire. We didn't know we were playing against Tenpai. We called dark. So Hipster has the opportunity right now to make Protoss and call dark again, but we said it was honorable that Hipster did not scout on the player previously when calling dark, but maybe even without scouting, just call fire. Fire's better overall. You're more likely in just blindly calling Protoss for fire to land much better than anything else. Because we have Fire King that's been relevant today, Rescue Ace has been relevant, and then of course, Tenpai should just be the most played deck within the event. Yubel, where's Yubel? I haven't seen any Yubel in today's event. They pretty much have they got knocked out. They didn't make it to the top 16. So anyway, the question of why didn't we Apollo? I think there is some general confusion on the Sangan summoning field spell, or maybe we didn't have enough resources to discard. I don't know, but let's pretend like we had enough to discard. We just chose to not negate Apollo because of Sangan summoning. The important thing here is the word control. Fire dragon monster you control. So Apollo could still negate Genroku. It jumps off the field. You can Ash it. You can Apollo it. You no longer control it. It's in the grave. Even though it activated on the field, you don't control it, so it is negatable. You can finger it, Ash it, Apollo it, you're good. Genroku in the hand. When it triggers, you can Apollo it, even with Sangan summoning, and Chandra in the hand. It activates, you can negate it because you don't control it. So there you go. If anyone was confused on that, with Sangan summoning versus something like Apollo. Begin. Max C right away in the draw phase, called by the grave, fingering that C. Now we have Ash Blossom to negate Laura. So when we Canahawk banish Laura, I would Ash the Laura. I'm not talking about, oh, I just see this hand. I think that is the correct play to do. You negate this, yes. So this is a valid choke point. You have to think what plays through this. Another Laura in the hand. So, you know, they did have a 1 in 3 chance of drawing it. Maybe they were tricking you with the Canahawk. The problem is, if they have another Laura in the hand, they also have to have another Ritual Beast. So they have to super be tricking you. Normally, if they already have Laura in the hand, they're going to activate Laura before summoning the Canahawk. You're going to have more information before ashing this, most likely. So I just... more times out of 10, this is a good negate. We now ended on nothing. That's it. Kaiman, 1 Kaiman is lethal damage, 1 Genroku is lethal damage. So we have 2 different cards in our hand, 2 different pathways to lethal. Meaning if one of them gets completely shut down by an Ash Blossom, you then have the other for full lethal. You know that, you identify it. So bait with one, follow up with the other, lethal damage. Let's go to game 2. So are we going to even shifter? Probably not. Maybe we don't. Oh gosh. And we have Elder. Well, we got the best possible 2-card combo. That's it. There you go. Let me make your Rapengu better than it is. Thank you. So now I could banish the Laura instead of sending it to the grave. No Protoss active. We summon Protoss and that's it. Okay. I do want it to be understood. I'm going to repeat this again. Protoss makes Ritual Beast a lot more complex. It is an already very difficult deck. It adds even more layers of complexity. You have to manage 3 different attributes on the field and or in grave, and under shifter it could be a bit more complicated. It's doable, but it is complicated. You have to then manage to make sure you have a fire to pop with Protoss, but you still want to be able to make an ulti Ray and some other plays. It's a thing. And then you have to manage the Banshee and the level 4s. So if you mismanage your ulti Hawks and your summoning, you may be staring at a field where you have a bunch of Ritual Beasts and none of them are level 4. You have new Laura, a regular old Laura, and you're like, oh crap, now I can't Banshee search. It happens. So hopefully we're still good. And here's what I would say to you all. Does the deck just lean on Protoss to win? No. This is incredible. How are we going to be sad about this? We have Omni Negate. We have Pop a Monster. We have Banish the Field spell. They can't search their deck. Like, this is already incredible. The Protoss is just, you know, it makes it a first turn kill, but we still should win this. RP Feather Duster, wipe up that back row. Swoop. Kaiman dead. Genroku, look, it's still good. It's still great. Better if we Protoss, obviously. Let's go. We bricked, okay? We bricked. In my head, we summoned Laura, we made Anima, we normaled Ashe, we made a Little Knight banished Laura, Laura triggered someone from the deck. Nah, it's still trash. We still bricked. Holy shite. Damn. And it's, you know, I showed you the thing. It was like 80 to 90% chance we have a good play turn one. This ain't it. This ain't it. Let's go. 90% by the way. Yeah, 10% happens, okay? Push a button, 10% chance you die. None of you are pushing it. 90% you get $1 million. Yeah? You still ain't pushing it. Lightning Storm taking out the back row call with the grave. Hydra activate, search our deck, Ashe negate. I already have the Kaiman mate. Now, the Winda could turn into Disruption. There's a big confusion on Winda. Winda, when destroyed, can special summon from the extra deck an Ulti Gaia. Do you now have a negate? No. Only if summoned through its own way do you get to negate. It still is summonable, it's a big body, but if the Winda improperly summons an Ulti Ray is a disruption. It will be activatable. It could banish itself plus another card in the field, but that's going to be within the battle phase. There's probably going to be a Transcendent Dragon on the field, or we don't even have Winda. Okay, there you go. Damn, just like that. Ain't no way. All right, activate Hydra, Synchro Shokan, Bided Dragon, activate, Reborn from the grave. Let's get to it. Let's do it. Lethal damage. Damn. Damn. What was the opening hand of Tenpai? They lost to any play, right? Yeah. I mean, this loses to one Pangu, one Cannonhawk, Elder plus anything, E-Telly plus another E-Telly, E-Telly plus a Laura, E-Telly plus any Ritual Beast. We would have made Protoss. We would have called Fire, and this would do nothing to an already called Fire Protoss. You could take control of the Protoss, call Dark. Guess what? It doesn't kill itself. You have to link off with it, and you would have to link off into a non-Fire because you can't special Fire. Lightning Storm, they could probably have a new Lord in the graveyard protecting their Ulti Ray if that's on the field. Take out the back row. Who cares? You can't destroy the Protoss. It's in defense. This was a checkmate. If you opened up this duel by just showing me the Tenpai player's hand, I would bet my house that Ritual Beast was going to win. And damn, I lost everything. Shite. Grand finale. Begin. Dimension Shifter in the draw phase. This actually is really good against the deck we're playing against. Against Ritual Beast, against Tenpai Mirror. Of course, D-Shifter not great. Not being able to get our cards into the graveyard. What does that mean exactly looking at this field? The Snake Eye Ash is the cost to send to the graveyard. Send face-up cards you control to the graveyard. It mentions in the cost to the graveyard, thus, it's not even a legal activation. Now, maybe some of you are confused going, I know all the time a card goes banished when it's supposed to go to the grave. That's the effect of a card. The effect can still be activated to go to the grave, but it gets banished, but the cost cannot even be attempted. No. So Original Sinful, no. Ash, no. Let's go. Little Knight, both our cards are banished. Think about this. Our Poplar, limited 1, banished. Ash, limited 1, banished. Why didn't we thrust into a trap? Like thrust into impermanence? Maybe we're hiding the fact that we play thrust and we don't want them to know? I don't know. This is kind of sus. Now, I did tell you all, I keep on saying this. No one wants to listen to me. 3 thrust, 1-dimensional barrier. We could have just done it right now. We could have thrust, set dimensional barrier, turn off their turn as they turned off yours, and then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, next turn. Now, Max C. Doesn't work like Ash. It must go to the grave, so it's not activatable. We have just Little Knight, and we actually have nothing because of Raigeki. All right. Wipe the fields, open fields, lethal damage. Let's speed this up. AJ's not allowed to surrender, so I appreciate AJ for listening to the rules. Thank you very much. Tenpai, they make it quick, all right? You're not losing to Ignister, 10, 20-minute, one-turn kill. Just easy clap, Synchro Shokan. Binding Dragon can't reborn from the graveyard. We just synchro again. And just like that, Transcendent for game. Game 2. All right, let's go. Let's go. We chose for Tenpai to go first. You go first. You didn't open up Shifter, so we should now be able to beat you. Shifter hard countered us. We have too much interactions with our graveyard. Dora the Explorer, negate. The fear is, what if they have a Chandra in the hand? They do. So this will be a very simple Hieratic Seal, backed up with an Ash Blossom, and let's go. So we get spin a face-up card back to the hand. We get Ash negate. We have double disruption. And we also have the battle phase shenanigans of, you can't really enter the battle phase if you can't negate the Hieratic Seal summoning from the deck. Add Snake Eye Ash. Snake Eye Ash on summon, limited 1, searching for the limited 1 Poplar. Come forth and summon, Poplar trigger, searching for the original Sinful. Original Sinful is when you would want to use your Snake Eye Ash. Or the Ash effect of summoning from the deck. Both could be good Ashes. Negate. My throat. Negate the original Sinful mate. We still have Ash, which could send the Poplar to summon from the deck. No, we don't, because we're going to return that Ash back. Now, this is where we have successfully defeated Snake Eye. We're done. Well, AJ built his deck like a raid boss. You now have actually entered phase 2. Not even the final phase. We're now going to whip out the emergency. First, we're going to thrust. Thrust into a 1-for-1. Oh my gosh. 1-for-1 is the Fire King engine. That's phase 2. Phase 3 is Rescue Ace. We're not even at phase 3 yet. All right, there you go, Ponix. This deck is nuts. It's 3 decks in 1. Yeah. Sanctuary with the Ponix, Fire King Island, grab the Garunix. Drink some water. I got some water. We're good. Reborn Ponix, non-target pop. Take out the cross-out designator. You forced me to watch you lethal me. Now I will do the same to you. Steal the Ash. Get Lincoln into Promethean. Now, with the Zealantis, if you put a Chandra off the field, back on the field, doesn't it still summon during the battle phase a monster from the deck? No. If it's face down, start of the damage step is before the flip. We have Flame Burst to push it back anyway. Now we go into Rescue Ace. This deck's all gas. And you're letting an all-gas deck go first. They should get punished. An all-gas deck should get hard hit by something like Max C, because we're playing 60 cards, so we don't have generally the non-engine cards to stop Max C. And you would think going second, even with so much gas, you're not going to have non-engine to stop a good turn 1 play. So something like this is truly the evolution of post-Tenpai on how you should build a deck. Gas, gas, gas. Game 3, begin. And we have just Droplet. Droplet, Board Breaker. Droplet sucks against Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace loses to evenly match. What card do you not play in Tenpai because you need your battle phase? Evenly match. So it's perfect. Play Rescue Ace because there's less evenlies. Let's speed this up. Courtier, pop the Ponix, search for the Sacred King Garunix. Garunix, special summon because a fire was destroyed. Pop Kieran. Kieran, reborn the Ponix. Ponix, search our deck for the Fire King Sanctuary. Fire King Sanctuary, set up the Fire King Island. Pop Courtier, grab the Ring Bali. Courtier, trigger special summon from the deck. Shokan into a Sunlight Wolf. Make a Link Karibo, trigger the Wolf, add from the graveyard back our Kieran, as we then link this up into a Promethean Princess. Promethean is not yet going to activate. We're going to special summon from the deck of Turbulence, then reborn the Turbulence. There you go. The other part of the deck is here. Setting up triple disruption in the back row by setting 4 cards. It's 3 disruption, 4 cards. Now, even this, I think, is too much. Droplets, not even if you droplet your whole hand and then leave up 1 Tenpai to do your 1-turn kill play, that would be the play that you'd want to make. But in the back row, we could pop a monster. We could negate a monster. We could then flip a monster face down. Well, what comes into play here is going to be the Sangan Summoning. Sangan Summoning should protect you against the back row, and Droplet should protect you against the monsters. But there's another problem. It's not just field and back row. It's also The freaking graveyard, mate. The Sacred King Garunix will not get dropleted. It's going to be reborn. I mean, maybe if we hold the droplet at a good timing. So the Garunix could reborn, pop in a Kirin to reborn an Arvata. That's a double. So we have the Kirin and then Arvata. Kirin's going to pop a card. Arvata's going to negate a monster effect. Contain's going to negate a monster. Extinguish is going to pop a monster. The Preventor's going to flip a monster face down. The Ash will negate an interaction with the deck. The Promethean's going to pop a monster that's special summoned. So I am at 7 disruption. And I think that's it. Just 7 disruption through multiple different engines. Let's go. 7. Sangan summoning. Let's go. Let's pop it. How do we pop it? We pop it with Kirin. Not this Kirin, the other Kirin. The Kirin in the deck. So we're going to trigger the Garunix. Reborn. Pop Kirin from the deck. Droplet negate so you do not pop Kirin from the deck. So what do we do now? We're going to chain emergency, but we can only send a rescue ace to the graveyard for this emergency play. So come forth and summon the Hydrant, send the Turbulence, so the Garunix will in fact get negated here. Thus our back row is going to not be as good. So we got really screwed there. This was turning into double disruption. It was going to not only take out the field spell, but also summon an Arvata or the Ring Bali. The Arvata would be a monster negate. So we went from 7 disruption to now 5. We have 5. We have Contain, Extinguish, Preventer, Ash, and Promethean Princess. 5 disruption left. This is activating from the hand, Promethean. So even though it's unaffected, oh, we got you. You've been got. How did you been got? This is unaffected from Promethean, but you stopped me from dealing with the Kirin in my deck. There's a Kirin on the field. If I pop the Kirin on the field, then that's gonna trigger Reborn Arvata and take out your Sangan summoning. So you thought I went from 7 disruption to 5. I'm now back to 7 disruption. Now down to 6 as we try to pop your Genroku with the Promethean Princess. Let's go, back up. Kirin, Reborn, Genroku jump off the field. Ash can negate this. You could have negated that. Sangan Summoning does not stop that, by the way. Rang Bali, pop the field spell. We have Rang Bali instead of the Arvata. Contain, you no longer have field spell. Contain. I gotta say, like this, it's not enough to play Snake Eye Fire King. It's just also having the Rescue Ace cards in the background. They work so perfect. The Fire King took out the field spell. The Rescue Ace then deals with the monsters that are no longer unaffected. Wild. Extinguish. Get the Tundra out of here before they make a Black Rose Dragon. We don't want Black Rose here. That does nothing. we got nothing. Oh my gosh, let's go. Mixing 2 decks in one 60-card deck, full gas. We need everything working together. Even with the Sacred King Garunix being negated, we then had Promethean to pop the Kirin. We only had that Kirin in hand because we added it with the Sunlight Wolf. With the combination of the graveyard, the field, and the back row, being able to triple disrupt through 3 different ways, and just like that, lethal damage, and we had a board breaker. You would think, on paper, Tenpai plus board breaker equal GG. Droplet is a board breaker. They are playing Tenpai. It was not GG. Meta Weekly, top decks, 160 players. Let's look at the breakdown here. Tenpai Dragon followed by Ritual Beast and Voiceless Voice. Does Voiceless have a good matchup against Tenpai or what? This doesn't even make sense to me. I guess the Pendulum Graph into the Meteor Burst Dragon in the battle phase with the Meteor Burst Dragon summoned from Voiceless Voice. Tenpai can't make plays. And then Ritual Beast called Protos, that's a good play. So, wow, lots of waifus on this chart here. Even we have Dinomorphia sneaking in. So let's start off with Sprite. Ovidiuk with a 60-card Sprite deck. There is the main deck, and that is the extra. Looking good, nicely done. I definitely want to try out something like this. I do have a soft spot for 60-card decks. I like them. Armed Dragon, Heartbreaker, holy moly. Tenpai mixed with Armed Dragon. Only playing 1 field spell, double Gold Sark is better than the field spell. We got 1 Kaimin, 1 field spell. Very interesting. I like this. Thank you for cooking with that. And then we have Thunder Dragon, 43-card Thunder Dragon. No Boot Sector launch because it's a Thunder Dragon deck. I was curious and wondering what happened with the Striker Dragon summon, but it makes sense. Double Gold Sark. Let's freaking do it. What else we have here? We have Infernoble Knight, FM Productions. Anything crazy new? We have some tier limit mixed in Infernoble. That's definitely interesting. Randomly mill with the Sharon. I guess there's some good benefit to that. There's the main deck. Oh, it was 2 impermanents. I'll zoom out a bit more. There you go. Looking good. And then here is the extra deck. Alrighty. Let's see what else we got. Dino freaking Morphia, Terra Mare. Oh my Jesus. Main deck double anti-spell. Main decking Heavy Storm Dusters. We got the Iron Thunder, which is standard in the deck. Okay, good job, Terra Mare. Terra Mare built the deck to beat Tenpai, then unfortunately had to play against Labyrinth. We have Snake Eye Fire King, top 16. All right, 40 cards, looking clean. There is the extra and the main deck, nice. What else we got here? Zephyra from Titacon. Holy moly, what a crazy deck we have here. Good job on that. There is the extra deck, sure. And then what else we got? Labyrinth. 40 card Labyrinth, main deck triple Morella. I really like this because I enjoy making plays with transaction rollback, so it definitely does upset me that the furniture cards are all semi-limited. So if Morella makes up for that, more consistently getting the rollback into the graveyard, plus the backjack is nice to have. Good stuff. What else? Well, that's the first place deck list. We'll go to Voiceless first. Cybers playing Voiceless with the Meteor Burst. Meteor Burst off of the Pendulum Graph Dragon, no longer an optional card. Econ in the main deck. And then Shurit, another Mad Lad. Wait, you have Meteor Burst in the extra deck, but no way to summon it? Is that true? Can you just tuner into it, synchro into it? We got the Mirror Jade, very nice. Good job, Shurit, with the Anaconda. What else we got? Ritual Beast, Hipster. Hipster with the Corridor, Colossus, and Protos. Good job to you. We got the Baguska, and then Darly. Darly playing Protos and Corridor also, as you should. Playing Exciton Knight. I'm curious how good Exciton Knight has been for Darly. Maybe I'm curious if I should be playing Chidori or Exciton Knight for trying out some extra spots in the extra. What else? Let's keep on going. Let's check out the Tenpai decks. Tenpai Dragon, Sebanox. We got one Raigeki, 2 Dark Hole, Lightning Storm. Good job, Sebanox. And then Gaze. Got 1 Red Reboot in here. Very nice, nicely done. And then Lucidity. Lucidity, yup. Looking, we got the Veil or Triple Ogre. 1 cross-out designated, really good for the mirror match. Lots of hand traps. I like this build. This one's speaking to me. I like this. Okay, 2 Super Poly in that one also is pretty nice. And then the first place deck list. Snake Eye, Rescue Ace, Abdullah, and JD. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name correctly. 60 card. Let's zoom out a bit. Let me actually just go to your profile for this deck list because it's large. It is large. Holy moly. There we go. Let's zoom in. My head's blocking it now. There you go. So it looks good. Nicely done. This is something I definitely want to be playing. It's got a lot of gas. Still making room for the Maxi and Ash Blossom. And yeah, I really enjoyed watching them interrupt the Snake Eye engine. Then you whip out Rescue Ace. Or if they interrupt the Rescue Ace and Snake Eye, then you follow up, whip out the Fire King. It's something I've already said with the Snake Eye Fire King deck, that it's 2 decks in 1. So this, 3 decks in 1 to beat Tenpai. So good job to you. You definitely earned this first place victory, clapping up Tenpai. Very cool to see. And thank you very much. Let's go.